I remember in 2011 or 2012, I had some hypomania, and I remember having some delusions of grandeur and delusions of spiritual power. I remember telling my parents how I discovered that I was God and that I have spiritual powers and that I could control reality with my thoughts. And there's a little bit of truth in that, and how our thoughts interact with the reality. But I was in this hypomanic state where I thought I had spiritual, like way more spiritual power than I actually did have. And I had this like hypomania, and I thought I would, like I was telling my parents, I would never have problems ever again because my thoughts create reality, and I would just create a new reality with my spiritual powers and stuff like that. And but the thing is, like, from that kind of delusional consciousness or energetic state, it was like I was able to attract stuff to me in a way. Back then in 2011 and 2012, that's when I kind of had the me and two friends started that prank channel, and it was one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube at the time. We went from like 0 to 500,000 subscribers in like 6 months. And like, I think part of where I was coming from when I was making that channel was I had these delusions of spiritual power and energy, and in a way, like that inner state of consciousness was like reflected in my outer consciousness, and like success was like kind of coming to me from that way of thinking. And it's funny, like a Skype client of mine was recently telling me about a book about hypomania, and how lots of I'm not sure, engineers or entrepreneurs, he said like Christopher Columbus, or not these aren't like good people, but lots of people who have great engineers or entrepreneurs, like I think Carnegie maybe was one of them. They have these, like, they think they're like messiahs or they think they're they think they, like Christopher Columbus thought he had this divine providence to spread Christianity or Spanish values to the West, and he thought he was like this messiah. And lots of entrepreneurs have hypomania and these kind of delusions of grandeur of their own self-worth and power, and it's most of it's delusional and stuff. But one of my messages in this video is, I think most people have the opposite of that. Most people have, like, the goal is kind of a nice balance, or maybe a little bit of delusional confidence, but I think most people actually have negative delusional confidence. Most people don't believe they could do stuff. Most people are conditioned by society that they can't get what they want, that they can't attract that partner, that they can't get that, do whatever their dreams are, or lots of people, it's like, who knows what's going to happen in the future, and who knows what you can accomplish, and why not be optimistic? And like delusional optimism and delusional confidence and delusional belief in your own abilities actually kind of can help for a stage in your journey. So like, that's I'm going to talk about Carl Jung in a second, but like, it's better to have delusional confidence. Being grounded is important, but so many people have like delusional unconfidence in themselves. Oh, every girl's going to reject me. Oh, I can't get a promotion at my work because I'm not worthy of it. It's how, I don't deserve, so many people have delusional negative confidence. It's important to play around with kind of delusional beliefs or crazy beliefs, because who knows what's true. And one delusional belief that I've kind of thought about or played around with for the last, honestly, like 4 years or something, is I've had some experiences where I've thought that I might be the reincarnation of Carl Jung. I remember, like, I just naturally grasped lots of his teaching and concepts, and I was naturally like really drawn to them, like synchronicity, and ego, and shadow, the shadow and stuff like that. And I remember like reading one of his books once, and the thought came to me, is like, I wrote this book. It was kind of weird. And then I remember like sometimes I would read some of his books, or like I was reading about how he wasn't like faithful with his wife. Later on, he like was seeing 2 women at the same time, and like the very next day I was hanging out with 2 women. Like I don't know, there were just these, this is probably, there's a good chance this is completely delusional, and I know that, but it's fun if, like, me being I'm older now, but when I was like 25, me believing I was like, I might be the reincarnation of Carl Jung could be, it's kind of like empowering. You know, it's like I believe in myself to share these thoughts with you on the internet. I first started making videos in 2013. Nowadays in 2020, everyone's grandma has a YouTube channel sharing their thoughts. Everyone's trying to be a life coach, you know. But like, I was one of the first ones doing this in 2013, and I think I was also like one of the youngest. Like, you gotta be kind of delusional to be a 21-year-old and think you have knowledge that can change the world and really powerfully affect the world. And when I was 21, when I made this YouTube channel in 2013, I believed that. I had this like delusional confidence that it was in my destiny to share these messages. And so you know, that's kind of where I'm coming from. And like with Carl Jung, yeah, he basically was you know, one of the best psychologists in human history, and he delved deep into like psychological alchemy of integrating the ego and our shadows. And I think from that perspective, he realized that the end of psychological alchemy, it doesn't fit the whole puzzle, and like the next thing to do, like what other areas are there, and the next one would be sexual alchemy. He missed kind of like the body alchemy. He got the mind alchemy, but he missed the body alchemy. And you know me, I'm like very interested in no-fap. Jung was also, he failed in his marriage. He ended up having some affairs maybe, and he ended up seeing another woman later on in his life, and he saw like both of them at the same time. And there were some letters where he was like thinking about monogamy, and he was like, I don't think monogamy can work. And it was, you know, and it's like he was interested in that thought. And for me, once I discovered Kreza and Cupid's poisoned arrow, suddenly I'd be like, so many dots clicked in my head, because I think if I were the reincarnation of Carl Jung, that's a topic that I would think would be of such big interest, is what's the best way to optimize monogamy? Because the way our current society thinks about monogamy makes it really hard for most people, you know? And once I read Cupid's poisoned arrow, like all these dots clicked in my head, and it's like, this is how this book explains how to optimize monogamy. And I think that book, most people don't see the significance in that book that I see it in, but maybe it's because I've done this work in my past life. And like, who knows anything, you know? But I have the thought here and there that maybe I'm the reincarnation of Carl Jung, and that's just it makes me believe in myself. It's like, I've done this in my past life already. I've already become a successful psychologist, and I have maybe that's a false belief or false thoughts, but like, I kind of already know, like, I've done this before, I'm gonna do it again in this life. But I'm gonna explore where the ends of my thoughts went in my last life. Now I'm gonna go into body alchemy, sexual alchemy, with like semen retention, no-fap stuff, Kreza. You know, so yeah, I kind of just want to make fun at ranting video, but I'm just saying, it's kind of, stay grounded, and balance is important, because delusional beliefs and stuff often have a yin and a yang, and there's bad stuff that can happen from delusional beliefs too. So, you know, be careful with this. But I think most people don't empower their beliefs. Most people don't use thought experiments to really believe in themselves and have radical optimism about themselves and about lives, and have fun. What are some thoughts that could really inspire you, even if they're a little delusional? Because a little delusional confidence could help you out. You know, have some radical optimism. Who knows what the fuck is going on with life, and who you are, and what life is, and it's important to believe in ourselves and to have faith in the world. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment below. Thank you to my Patreons. If you're new to my channel, check out my other videos and consider subscribing. And have a great day, everyone. Peace out. And don't take this video too seriously. I'm just felt like doing like kind of a rant. I don't know what this is, so don't take it too seriously. I'm just having fun here. Peace out.